Hey everybody, this is Brad from Johnson Small Engines. We have a Craftsman 26-inch electric start snow thrower, and I wanted to show you how to operate it. A lot of times they can be a little bit tricky, and some people when they don't want to start, they wonder if they're doing it correctly. So that's why I'm putting this video out there, so I can help people just a generics on how to get this thing running and pretty much go from there. You should get electric cord if it's electric start. This electric cord should be about 8 to 10 feet long. Do not go over this extension cord length. You will hurt the electric starter, which is right here. Okay, you can. I'm not saying you will, but you can. The longer the cord, the less the draw that you get to the starter, the less the amperage, and you can hurt the starter that way. So these are basically designed for right to start when you get out of your shed. They're really cold. It's a lot easier to start them than it is to pull start them. But obviously it has a pull start, so when you're out in the driveway and you run out of gas, you'll be able to start it because it'll be warm by then, and it'll be easy to start once you put gas back in it. Tanks here, gas tanks here. I would recommend premium unleaded gas, the 92 octane or above, highest octane at the pump. The gas in our area has a lot of pollution controls, pollution additives for just pollution in general for our cars. So the low test gas, it's not really good gas. I do like the higher test gas. Go ahead and put that in there and good to go. Here's your oil check. Always make sure you check your oil before starting it. And basically there's a bar graph at the bottom of it. We already checked this. I'm not going to bother showing you that because it's pretty self-explanatory. Get yourself a rag, pull it out, wipe it off, make sure it's in between the dots. Should be good to go in that scenario. Make sure you have a full tank of gas. Pull cord is here, electric starter's here, and you do have the cord that came with it, which I'm going to show you here. Well, I'm going to show you how to plug it in right now just so it's sitting in here. All right, and it basically is 3-plug, just like this one. It's pretty straightforward. Just plug it in, run it over to your, try to plug it right in directly to an outlet instead of running extension cord. And if you have electricity in your driveway, in your garage, you should be straight up forward to be able to do that, like we just did there. Okay, coming back to the handles here. 2 handles on this machine. Some of them are a little bit different than others. This is your basic, 26-inch snow thrower. Have your drive control on the right side. Now these could be swapped out on a lot of different machines, but just read what it says here, and most of them have instructions on how to read them. But drive control is your drive wheels. This is your gears, forward, reverse, and up to 5-speed, which depending on the snow is how much you're gonna, how fast you're gonna go. Your control here is for your chute. You usually have a button on a lot of them that you push in, left, right, and then the up and down is for your chute on the front part there. And basically it'll lock itself in when you let go of the switch, so you get it to where you want it and then wiggle a little bit, it'll lock itself in, but you have to push in this button, at least on this one you do, to get it to move left and right. The other side is the Auger Control, which is here. That controls your augers when you're ready to blow snow. Down here, as you can see, a lot of these have these keys. These keys is your on and off key. It's very important that they're in. A lot of people get these in their bag and they don't realize that they actually have to go in somewhere. You almost have to read your instructions. But if it comes with it, you plug them in there. They have to be in for it to run. I always try to remember to, if I can, drill a hole in it and put a little wire on it, or at this point I used some string just to have it. So just in case it drops out or whatever, you always know where it's at. You're not going to lose it. They don't give you that option when you buy these machines. They come just singled out. They don't have any kind of strap on them. It's a good idea to put a strap on it. So it's plugged in. You have your choke knob here, your throttle, which is stop, turtle, and fast. I usually start them all in about center. That's usually about medium. If you have it in stop, it will not start because that's the ignition shut off. Also, if you have to shut it off quickly, you can pull this out here. That'll shut the engine off also. And you have your primer bulb. Primer bulb is there for very cold conditions, below 32 degrees, of course, when it's snowing out. Sometimes it gets really, really cold outside, and we need to use this. I usually use a pump or two every time you start a machine. But to start it, we've already checked the oil. We've got a full tank of gas. We're going to put the throttle in about medium position right here. You have your choke run and choke position on. Okay, so when it's running, you're going to be up here. When you're going to start it, you're going to be down here in choke position. All right, so we got down choke, have it in half throttle. Plugs in as far as the on and off switch goes. Now you just prime it once or twice. 1, 2. Now I'm inside, so I'm going to use the recoil rope just to start it. As soon as you start it up, you should take the choke off. This machine is running as it should. And if you're in really cold conditions, I'll just stop it that way. I'm putting it back in here. I'm going to show you when you're starting it with the electric starter, choke on. You know, same scenario, push it twice. I'm not going to push it just because of the fact it just ran. We probably don't need choke. We're in a little warmer conditions. And your electric starter is plugged in. There's a red button on this one that you just basically push it until it starts, and then you let go. And what I just did there was, as soon as it starts up and it runs and you have it running smoothly, you pull your cord off the machine and you're ready to run the machine. And as far as running the machine goes, when it's running, I always try to tell everybody, hit the auger paddles down first before you go into the snow, because you can actually drive into the snow, then hit the auger paddles and you get clogged. If your auger paddles are running before you hit the snow, you're going to be better off with the snow coming in and out of it properly. I always have this handle in the down position when I'm running it, because I always want it to come in and go out and not have anything left before I let off the handle. So I usually just leave it on, and when you want to go forward or backward, you use this handle here. A lot of them lock in like this one does, so you can just go like one hand if you have to do some weird finessing with the machine or something. And just make sure you're directing away from your neighbors, because anything could shoot out these things. But I just wanted to show everybody how to operate the Sears snow thrower, and I hope it helps you out. Thanks for watching.